type outfit. Despite how based on Castlevania this is, very little actual vampires going on here. Okay, let me make sure that people are in the live stream. Because of course it's YouTube doing the spookiest thing of all, which seems to be not updating my chat. Also, enough with the Sonic music. I want to start out with something appropriately spooky. I don't know. And I think that Sonic music could not get spookier in a lot of ways. Yeah, why not? Because if we're going to be doing bleed-focused stuff, got to immediately go and get... well, probably the heart. I'd like to say the heart is... Yeah, sure. I'd like to say the heart is the most obvious as far as a vampiric-y type of thing. Reminds me a lot of the original Blood Omen in the way that it is, you know, a basic item like that. You had Kane's just laborious explanation of it every time you moused over it, or at least every time I did, which is always pretty fun. I just realized that I started on 2 boss cell mode. I forgot to pump it up to 5. Alright, fine, let's just do this. Because, of course, the, still not updating on the back end here, which is always cool. Man, after that Plague run, it's just like, oh yeah, it was a little bit too easy, because trying to make it fair for that one just imbalances it for everything else now, doesn't it? Alright. 5 cell mode, let's do this proper this time. Same basic idea, except this time, it's very difficult. I feel like a slash cosplay could be possible with the demon outfit, seismic strike, Hokuto's bow. They're one of the highest damage enemies. Phaser, cluster grenades, since it drops them. I mean, slasher, I would think you just take a balance blade or something, because that's one that you slash a lot with, after all. Yeah, I want to keep rolling with the Impaler. I think the Impaler is going to be the best thing to start, if nothing else. Might want to eventually go with the Blood Sword just for the huge amount of damage over time, but that's something that I can look at a little bit more in the future. Meantime, I should make sure that I at least use the vampirism once per each biome. Because I do think that is... Because I do think that that is going to be an important part of getting the mood correct when it comes to vampirism. I mean, after all, it's like, what are vampires known for these days aside from sucking blood? It's, great. Good start. It's very little. The rules are so malleable as far as the way that you create one of the demon dead that you don't really... Oh my god. But the only thing that keeps them together is their love for all things sanguine. And here's actually a good usage of the... There we go. Here's actually a good usage of vampirism just to get a little bit of extra health back. I didn't really take too much damage as far as malaise goes, but... Well, that's... I mean, I suppose that's actually not even going to be all that big of a deal for the very start here. It's only going to... Because of the fact that I have vampirism all over the place here. Yeah. It's the good way to do that. And as part of the run, of course, I am going into every place that isn't in the sunlight. No ramparts, no promenade here. Can only hit up the sewers. As a good vampire, or at least a Nosferatu would do. Actually, check for the bread on the place. Oh, actually, that is a good idea. I'm going to change diet to bread, just because Joe jokes. Why not? Yeah, I won't need to know how many breads that I have eaten, because you'll be able to count fairly easily in the course of this run. Let's go. Oh god. Speaking of which, that's an amazing get right at the start here. Undoes a lot of the problems that have occurred due to my play. Rule that forces you to interact with every coffin. You know what? That's actually a pretty good one too. But I usually do anyway, so I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. Never watched JoJo, mostly because the animation doesn't look so good. Oh no, from what I understand, the animation is actually pretty bad, and for like the DVD releases. Did I go to the wrong area? Craps. Okay, well, I'll not screw that up next time. Still thinking about the plague run that I was just doing, man. But yeah, no, from what I understand, it is almost more of a motion comic than it is an anime in a lot of ways. Besides, I've never actually watched the anime either. I have only ever read the comic because I am pretentious like that. Oh, it's so much better when you see Araki's original designs and experience the dialogue as it's always meant to be. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't know Japanese. Oh, well, I guess you're not gonna get the full experience then. It's not comic, it's manga. Oh, man. Fair enough. Twilight Vampire. I mean, a lot of... You know, even the OG vampires. Dracula, for example, had no problem walking around in sunlight. He just couldn't, you know, transform into mist or wolves or specks of dust on the moonlight in the same way because his powers are so intrinsically entwined with being a creature of the night. So it's not that vampires really can't go out into the sunlight. It's just that they're notably weaker when exposed to the life-giving rays of Sol, the star of our solar system. And there we go. Probably should avoid getting myself impaled on spikes because, well, you know, much in the same way that if you shot somebody with a silver bullet, it would probably kill them even if they weren't a werewolf. Getting impaled with a spike in your heart is probably going to lead to your timely or untimely demise, depending on how undead you are. And it should go without saying that main character of Dead Cells very much in the camp of the undead. The Dead Cells refer not only to the enemies that you're fighting, but yourself as well. JoJo hack anime? I mean, it's like, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, JoJo actually has had quite a few animes before. There was the original Stardust Crusaders OVA, and I think that they did something else. There was a different OVA that was created. And then, of course, there's the more modern one that is up to part 5 right now. And that's the one that I think most people kind of got on board. The wacky, some would say eccentric, strange, unusual, crazed, perhaps, adventure that is JoJo. You know, again, it's like, despite having so many vampires in that anime, it really is not all that horror-centric. So, only marginally related to Holloween. There we go. Have you watched or read The 7 Deadly Sins? Like, I mean, I know what the 7 Deadly Sins are. Just an old heuristic for what you don't want to do if you're a follower of the Christian faith, but I can't really say that I am aware of any sort of media specifically based on that, as far as I know. Yep. Almost got me. Not quite, though. Let's go. Oh, God, I am so glad to be out of that plague run. I just do want to say that one more time. Good Lord, was that one just too much to bear. Araki just incorporates a lot of horror elements, notably body horror. I mean, you know, much as we were talking about, like, some things being more tension than outright horror. I feel like body horror kind of falls into that general kind of gray area. Although then again, it's like when you think about it, I mean, if you think about like a lot of examples in, for example, like The Thing, there are some very obvious modern-y type of jump scares in that. I don't know. And you know what? Let's just getting comboed here, so I can't even get the freaking bleed off. Haven't been using this blood shield enough. I gotta get a little bit more usage out of it. Yep. Thankfully, I do have free reign as far as what I'm going to be taking for mutations goes. So I think that next one is probably going to be alienation, but then I will take open wounds because, of course. I do need a little bit of actual survivability, though, before I start taking things for the sake of the theme. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so bad at dodging some of this stuff here. Which, again, good thing not taking 5 points of malaise with each hit. What do you got? No. Still not taking that just yet. I think that the Impaler is probably going to be switched out for that eventually, but not just yet. It's amazing. It's an anime on Netflix based off of Arthurian legend. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't actually heard about that at all. Netflix originals, I think, are one of those things that is kind of escapes me. Because every once in a while, I'll just kind of like hear about good stuff coming out, and I'm like, oh, the hype cycle has entirely passed me by for that. Close. Oh, why am I screwing up the parries so much here? Oh well, the point, it doesn't matter because the second that I get hit with alienation, the healing will, breads. The healing will come fast and will come furious, and you know what, I'm not even gonna screw around with this anymore. Whatever's in that chest is not worth it. Let's go. Ooh. Is there a way to limit the enemy types so you get kamikaze only? Not that I know of. That does feel like something they might end up adding to custom mode in the future, though. Would not surprise me at all. Because as far as I know, it is very... They can seemingly change that up pretty easy. Because a lot of patches have had enemies shuffled around without too much effort, as far as I can tell. Yeah, just going to the prison depths. Let's go. Yeah. I tried playing any Valkyria Chronicles games. Only bringing stuff because I saw you play Persona 5, and I see like like good game history lines. I mean, I played a little bit of Valkyrie Profile, and I don't even know if that's actually the same universe or if it's like a Xenogears Xenosaga thing, but to be honest, I don't know. Should have made the Curse Sword more powerful considering its payback. Yeah, I agree. It should at least be faster. That's the one thing that I really want to be done with it. Just make it about as fast as the Balance Blade. And then, well, I'm still probably not going to use it considering how ridiculously punishing it is, but at least, oh boy. Yeah, but at least there would be more of a reason to use it. Mm-hmm. Nice try. And one more. There we go. Whew. A description on the left side is great. With great power comes dying in one hit. It's not that great of power, though. I was like its original its original description, which was, so you like to play hardball, eh? And it's like, I do. That ball is too hard, though, man. Soften up that ball a little bit. Then maybe I'll consider taking it. I was nearly at 10 melees when I started this. Now I'm down to 2. So you see what I'm saying about Alienation suddenly transforming into just an amazing take now. For something that was almost completely useless, it has really turned around entirely. Okay. Doc, what are you doing? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Just a little bit of streaming. Like, what's wrong with that? Are you accusing me of something? Oh, and come on. Okay, I'm just failing every single parry. Why am I failing every single parry that I'm doing here? Just need to get like one, and it'll take out this entire group of enemies. Midnight streams? I don't know what you mean by that. Why, with this being the witching hour, why would you ever want to have a stream at any other point in time? You don't get the proper level of spookiness if it's not at midnight. And besides, in just a few minutes, it'll turn over to 13 o'clock and Tartarus will appear. And then things will get really spooky. Just a lot of Persona talk tonight, isn't there? Everybody's going to transform into a coffin in a plot point that I don't think was ever properly explained why that happens. It's a lot of good times. Ah! Nope. There we go. Oh, Doc is high on Halloween. I mean, that's one of the things. Whoa. Careful. Would it be worth buying a potion charge? I think it is. Oh, I didn't even notice that there was, of course, come on. Oh, what a play. What a play. You know what? I think this is just fine then. Oh, you know what Tartarus really is? It's a big tower made out of a bunch of parts of the city. Whoa! Nice try though. Oh boy. Attention, man. Oh, come on. I would actually kind of like that, though. Well, I can't take it because it's not part of the thing. That feather power is not doing any good? Yeah. I didn't think it would be, but you know, it's the whole Creature of the Night bit, where I got it explicitly because it's more of a thematic thing than actually good. No, it comes from. Well, no, I know Tartarus is the underworld in Greek mythology, but it was also named Tartarus in Persona 3. Tantalus is the tragic character trapped in Hades in a pool of water that he is unable to drink, and mere inches away from fruit he is unable to eat for the sin of being a bad being a bad party host, I think it was. It's a sort of a Sisyphus type of character, except slightly different. Oh, the amount of elites here is driving me crazy. It's driving me batty, you could say, because Halloween pun. Oh, actually, that killed the... Cool. He died because he had the slasher fall on top of him. I'm not going to argue. Oh, man. I mean, I thought you were dead there. I thought I was dead there. I keep thinking that I'm about to kick the bucket at any second here. Oh, I do have a Just go. Just go. Oh. Oh. I do have a, I do have the key, but it wasn't in any place that I could get to it easily. The water is always, well, I mean, tantalizing is the word that comes from his name, of course. It's no surprise that you know, you could easily use that to describe his situation, his whole thing there. Oh man. And like I was saying, I'm gonna take the potion charge here because I'm just gonna buy another one in this area because, yeah, any second now. Well, all you need to do is wait one more second to find out that I was just gonna use a potion charge. Like a lame Zoid. What's the best way to get... Gather up a bunch of enemies into one area. That should do it. Yep, this should be just fine as far as keeping me alive here goes. Bazzow. There we go. Whew. Rough, but hey, I managed it just fine. Let's go. 7:30 a.m. Ah, starting out your day the right way. Spooky stream. Let's go. I get rid of the feather. I can't. I literally can't. There's only 2 items unlocked for skills, so there's nothing else that I could possibly take even if I wanted to. Useless items. Scariest thing of them all. Let's go. Misclicked on Slay the Spire, and now I have 3+ clotheslines. I don't even remember what the clothesline... Don't oversell the spooky stream. I feel like overselling it is kind of the only thing that even makes it somewhat different than a normal stream. That aside from me doing the ooh-woo voice, there's not really... And not the ooh-woo voice, that's a different one. It's not really too much different from your average streams here. Good. Normal stream, yes! The banality is what makes it scary. Okay, fine. Good. Okay. I fear no man, but that thing, worthless items, it scares me. It's stupid. That's a good one, though. Good. Almost fully done with Malay. Well, oh no, I am fully done with Malays now. Good. Feel like yesterday I was slammed down to the abyss and the ramparts. Get better at this game quite fast. It's fun. Yeah, that's a great thing about it. It's once you start to get the rhythm. Of course, then there's also the part where you just gotta basically memorize how every enemy moves and everything. Because everything will kill you in one hit. But especially just getting used to the parry timing and everything is pretty great. Whew. What about the fruity drink stream? I don't even remember which one you're talking about. Let's just take care of these fine fellows. And like I'm saying, I'm being perhaps a little overly cautious today, but at the same time, I think it's warranted. I really don't want to... Yep. Yeah, let's just wait for the wings to be up. The one thing that doesn't require me to really put myself in harm's way to attack those guys. Oh boy. There we go. Now, perfect. Let's do this. That's kind of what I was hoping for as far as the start of this area goes, and I don't think that could have had anything better happen in here. You know, I'm just going to take the electric whip to the face a couple times here. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. So trying to get one boss cell, hand, like describe I am, any good setups for the hand of the king? I mean, pretty much any sort of damage over time will counter him pretty well. Alchemic Carbine and the like will continue doing damage even if he blocks the original shot because of the poison, and it's fairly easy, especially at one boss cell, to still get both the Hokuto's bow and the wolf trap working, the two items that really buff up the poison damage a lot. So I would highly recommend just using that one. Or if you're not on the beta just yet, double Boomerang. Boomerang might be blocked by the hand of the king, but it will also go through him and deal a ton of damage, affording you tons and tons and tons of... Whoa! Tons and tons and tons of rally, so that you can tank just about every one of his hits at the same time that it does tons of damage as well. It's a lot of really good stuff. Well, after a little bit of a rough start in this run, I feel like it's starting to go much better now. Double Boy's Axe is blocked. I mean, what he'll do is occasionally block those shots. It's not every time, so it's not like it's impossible to hit him with ranged attacks. He just blocks a decent amount of them, which is kind of frustrating too when you're doing a ranged heavy build. There we go, and there we go. That was very close. Hello. Do it. Doc, what do you look like? Have you ever seen Red Letter Media? I kind of look like Mike Stoklasa. Sort of schlubby, Polish guy from the Midwest. Basically. You ever try Double Phaser? Yes, I have a couple times. Phaser, I think that I like a little bit more at this point in time. I have had some pretty good runs with it, but I still think it's one that I can find something better to work with a lot of the time. Okay. Rough. Heavy Crossbow and Wolf Trap. Yeah, Heavy Crossbow is one that will overcome boss damage caps because it fires out 4 arrows. And also just does a lot of damage and allows you to work with a survival run, which is always great just because, well, you can get hit a lot more with survival. The survival is high with survival runs, who would have guessed? So yeah, I think that's also a pretty good one too. I mean, there's a lot of runs. It's not really until you get about like the 3 boss cell where you really want to start making sure that you're building a lot into getting a lot of synergies and making sure that every one of your weapons works well with each other. You can sort of fly by the seat of your pants as far as... Well, that was interesting. As far as 0, 1, and 2 boss cell difficulties go. Let's go. Belmont's build. I mean, we did the Belmont's build actually yesterday. It's just that one was, well, a little too licentious, a little too lewd for YouTube. Not for LewdTube, though. Turrets work well into 3 boss cells. I mean, it's the only thing that is a problem with turrets in higher cell difficulty is the fact you just don't get a whole lot of health because they all tend to be tactics scaling, and tactics is hard to use at higher cell difficulty, basically. But until that point, yeah, it's great. Would highly recommend just bringing out all of your best turrets. Your basic crossbow-matic can work wonders going against bosses. You just focus on attacking while enemies die from your turrets alone. It's great. I'm already stuck on the 5 boss cell lab. Oh, yeah. Man, it's an endurance fight. So if you have a very good run going up to him, he's a lot easier than if you are struggling to make it there in the first place. But hey, if you've gotten to that point, you're already most of the way there. Oh. Let's go. At least I'm actually getting a decent amount of parries here because I have to use a shield. Generally don't like messing around with that too much, but it's working out pretty well so far. Here we go. What do you recommend for some good damage? Bloodthirsty Shield, something I should be using seriously? I mean, it can work out pretty well. I'd also like to say that Punishment can work out well too, but you do need to have somewhat high stats to really get them high damage. I would really suggest Parry Shield if you're going up against stuff with projectiles, and the Spiked Shield if you just want pure raw damage. Both of those you can get a little bit more damage output from if you want to go full shield build. And let's just do this. Yes, teleport in here, you schmoes. Oh, I know, harsh, let's actually just take this. Yeah. A harsh, insult to these poor undead fellows, but still. Hey, there we go. Every time. I love it. I mean, this does keep you pretty safe when you're attacking dudes, though, so I guess I can't be too disappointed with that. It's just, could be something better to use, I feel like. Would find something a little bit more in tune with the build. It's just not thematically so, of course. What you got? Oh yeah, if you're suggesting the old damage over time build, it's great. It will not... It works right up until the most end game of end games, so I will defend that, the Hokuto's Bow, Alchemic Carbine, etc. to the death. It's a fantastic build and it'll do you good at all levels of the game. Parrying is just good if you can get it. If I miss it, then I am taking a point of malaise and probably a lot of damage to the face, and that's where the problems come in. Of course, parries also will, you know... Shields, of course, have some of the best affixes in the game. You can get all sorts of damage over time. A synergistic enablers there, as long as you can get the parry. It will really turn enemies' attacks against them in the best way possible. You'll usually get stun time. You'll get damage, of course. But you have to land it. If you don't land it, that's a problem. Should start forcing myself to use bows instead of shields. Been crutching a little too much. I mean, I don't know. If you're using shields a lot, I swear that everybody I see that plays this game for like the first time, they always immediately go for the beginner's bow instead of the good old wooden shield. And I'm always like, no, you want to use the shield. The shield is so much defensive potentiality, and that's really what you want when you're starting out the game. Of course, it is harder to use, period. So I can see why a lot of people would gravitate more towards getting some of that good ranged weapon instead. Right, goes past the first phase. Don't forget about that. Got to get that blood. The sweet how it sings to me and whatever. I can remember more of... Oh. Will I survive? I will! Hooray! You know what? Let's just go for this. How could he still punch me there? What? Wait, what? Huh? That was a little bit funky. Yeah, whatever. I already got hit. Doesn't matter. Come on. Oh, I got the parry there. What are you talking about? Well, here. You know what? Let's just set up a little bit of blood drainage for when we're done with this fight anyway. There. Slowly descending with the crow's wings now. Also, Spaghetti Factory hitbox. I think it's the second thing that is was really more of the issue there, of course. Sometimes, especially when you're looking at going above enemies, hitboxes might not line up in the way that you want them to. Let's just go. Just go. Shocked at how much more health Timekeeper has, as well as more funky mechanics. She's attacking constantly and does so fast. Sometimes my parry is still on cooldown. I mean, there should... It should be that parries are automatically refreshed if you're successful with it. So I don't know. It's kind of a grab bag though, because yeah, if you miss one, you're gonna take 5 shuriken to the face. But if you get every parry and all you gotta do is really just tap as fast as you can, it works out well. Hard to say. It definitely makes the Giant a little bit more of a tempting guy to go fight. It's just the Giant's also very tough on his own too. So you're gonna have a hard time either way. Vampirism resets with each level? Yep. It is pretty useful actually. It was just that the fact that I picked up a new vampirism, which is why that I was able to use that twice there. Oh, and speaking of using it even more time. There we go. Old bombers were easier to deal with than new delayed bombers. I think that both... Come on now. Oh, and there's not even anything over here. I think that they both are irritating in their own way. Usually at the point in time that a bomber is hitting me with their melee attack, it's... Shut up, Karma! Usually by the time a bomber is hitting me with its melee attack, it's already dead. Omae wa mo shinderu. Okay. Hit me with the... Fine. That'll work. You got boofed. Shut up. Had 2 times when she threw shurikens and then dashed immediately. Oh man, I don't know if I've ever actually seen that particular setup of attacks. That one's got to be a nightmare to deal with. Yeah. For the most part, I don't really go too hard into shield play with the timekeeper anymore. Only just to get a little bit to dodge a shuriken attack. Basically, everything else I'm so bad at trying to. Nice. Well, not as nice. Everything else I'm so bad at trying to parry, it's not worth it. Her broadsword swings are just so vexing to try to hit with a shield in any way. There we go. There we go. Anybody else? Anybody else? Nope. Let's go. Sure hope I can get a cursed chest soon. There's that. There's that. Are you kidding me? Come on. I tell ya. Hopefully at this point in time I can just go get another vampirism. I mean, there's only so many items that are in the game to get anyway. Doc shout Leroy Jenkins. Man, it's like midnight. I can't just start shouting stuff. That's ridiculous. What are you even saying? Parrying in dead cells is really easy to do most of the time. You just have to get hit. Well, yeah, I mean, it's actually a very generous parry window. The only thing is that all you gotta do is screw it up once. And then you're doomed. Doomed! Alright, this is about the point in time that I want to switch over to the blood sword. Good. It seems like that caster somehow spawned and then died immediately. Sure. I'm not going to argue. Oh, cool. Let's just go full in glass cannon mode. Why not? Glass cannon can't lose, baby. Let's go. Parry the spike ball. You can, certainly. It's just... why put yourself at risk? Oh, that was so delicious. I loved when I did that. Oh, come on. You forgot to parry. Fine, I'll do a parry on the spike ball. What's a good one here? Probably you. There. Stop saying boofed. Man. Still sad they gave us light speed instead of the dual swords. Well, first off, I thought that we were going to get, of course, the, we were going to get, the redo of the, like, a redone version of the temporal distortion. There we go. Took me a second. But even in absence of that, the obvious thing would have been, yeah, her gigantic swords. No such luck, though. Oh, come on. This is frustrating. This love is taking control of me. You said goodbye too many times before. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why there isn't a scythe in the game either, because there is the big statue, the big Grim Reaper statue with it, but for some reason, none has appeared in the game as an item. I don't know why. Strange. Let's not bring temporal distortion back from the dead, but this is Dead Cells. Bringing things back from the dead is its whole modus operandi. There we go. Oh boy. Oh, God. I'm just utterly screwing up a lot of the most basic stuff here. What? That wasn't enough? Huh. Anywho. We have to be happy with Spartan shoes? Yes. If you are unhappy with Spartan shoes, well then, I don't know what to say, man. Like, what more do you want out of those poor, poor sandals that have done so much for you, and you appreciate them so little? Why don't you get scared? I'm saying boo. Oh, I thought you were just, I thought you hated the stream. Come on, big money. I gotta work with grapple a little bit more. That feels like an item that has been changed up to be much better than it once was. But I haven't given it... Oh, I had to fight so many of these things. Why? There's just so many of these things here, aren't there? I mean, I guess, yeah, good money and everything, but is it worth it? I say no. There. 225. I guess that's something. Let's go. And this will help me... Ooh, is it better? Actually, yeah, it's significantly better. I've been working with a base level version of the Bloodthirsty Shield for right now. So, yeah. Oh, no. For some reason, I thought I was at the end of the area. You know what? Screw this. I'm going into the Forgotten Sepulchre. Oh, yeah. No, definitely getting out of here now. Just checking in for the stream. Gonna go to sleep now. Well, good night. You're gonna miss Persona, though. Why do people hate the sandals so much? Because they're really not that good. I mean, they're better now. They're certainly better now. But for the longest time, they were also, they were one of the items that you got immediately. It was 100% drop from an enemy in the second biome of the game. So at least one of them was guaranteed to drop it. And if you're just starting out the game, you're probably fighting every single enemy you're coming across. So it's almost guaranteed that you were going to get it. It only cost 5 cells to unlock. And then it felt like you wasted your time unlocking it after you did so. So that combined with the fact that they're just pretty bad. They were just pretty bad for a very long time in general. Kind of led to a bit of a prejudice against them. And not an undeserved one. Come on. And there we go. Just gotta be careful. Extra careful. Stigma. Thank you. That's the word I was trying to think of. It's not like, oh, are you kidding me? I thought if there was one enemy that should have gotten taken out by the blood, it would have been that. Man. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. Alright, well, you know what? It is actually literally midnight here. So if I am going to do a second thing, I'm going to do it right now, basically. This is the end for now. I will be back tomorrow with more Spooktacular streams. Hopefully ones that will go better. And I might just take an overpowered run and just beat it then to finally have at least one winning thing going on here once. Oh no, there's going to be Persona. Stick around for that.